AFC time, baby. Let's go. Wow! Oh, voice. Oh my gosh, that was so freaking. That was awful. Let's just forget that ever happened. What is up, everyone? What is going on? I did not plan for that. I am the football boss, and AFC time, baby. Let's go. It's time to predict the AFC, where I think every single team is going to be in the division. I'm not going to be giving out records, just except for my NFC one, but let's just see how every single team is going to play out. You guys can go check out my NFC video if you can find it. I'll find out how to do it one day. Trust me, guys. Hopefully. Yeah. Let's get right on into it, though. I have a lot to say. Now, actually, wait. Before I get into it, though, know that the AFC it's loaded. It's got a lot of phenomenal teams. Teams I have a lot of faith in, though. But oh boy. Please hear me out. I'm sure I have some hot take, especially when I get to the AFC West. Spoiler, we'll get to that one last. We're going to save the best for last. Let's go for the AFC South. This is probably a division that is pretty weak. This is a division I think most people will agree with me on. Number 4, you got the Texans. Davis Mills, I think, could be good. Brandon Cooks, I think he'll put up another 1,000-yard season. John Mechie, though, feel real bad for you, man. I believe he's got leukemia, though. Terrible thing for a rookie, though. But you know what, though? Maybe you'll be like Eric Berry and you'll bounce back. I really hope so. Fuck cancer. Fuck leukemia. If leukemia and cancer were a person, I would beat the living shit out of them. But yeah, the Texans, they had a good draft. I will admit they had a good draft. But I still think they're going to be terrible, though. I mean, Davis Mills in his draft neck, I mean, maybe they could be good, but I'm not so sure about that, though, because of the team that he's on. The defense is terrible. If you ask me, oh, hey, name a Texans player, I would say, on the defense? I don't know any of them. Like, who did they draft at number 3 overall? I can't even remember. Not Sauce. Mother. Derek Stingley Jr. I don't know if I could name anyone else on that defense. I'm sure every other team I could give you a name of their defense, though. I mean, even the Falcons, AJ Terrell. But yeah. They ain't gonna be very good. They are also a team that I think could have the number 1 overall pick next year. Number 3, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars. I will personally guarantee this. I swear. Doug Peterson cannot be as bad as Urban Meyer. I would literally do anything, even something I wouldn't like, to prove that Doug Peterson cannot be as bad. And even if the Jacksonville Jaguars go 0-17 with Doug Peterson, the off-the-field problems should not be there. While the Jaguars had a very interesting offseason, offering money to literally everyone, they're like, who wants money? Who wants money? Anyone? You. You want cash? I'll give you cash. Oh, my debit card? Have that too. That's literally what the Jacksonville Jaguars were like in free agency. They were literally just like, who wants money? Now I have money everywhere. Whoops. So yeah, after we got all that cleaned up, while it was interesting why they did that, though, at least they did something. That offensive line should be a lot better with Brandon Scherf. Travis Etienne's coming back. Who's their other running back? Rob Stark? No. Yeah. Run game should be normal, though. Trevor Lawrence, could he break out? I think he should have a better year because let's keep in mind, he did look good in Week 18 against the Colts, though. If we get more Trevor Lawrence, though, I think he could sneak a couple upsets, though. He could maybe take, I don't know, maybe he'll take out the Colts again. That will really fuel up the hatred for them. Maybe he could beat the Giants, Washington, the Jets. I don't know. Maybe the Steelers, maybe. I don't know. But, yeah, they're still not going to be very good. I think they made a mistake of picking Travon Walker over Aiden Hutchinson. The Lions will sure make you pay. But, honestly, the Jaguars, they should not be as bad as they were last year. Then, number 2, I have the Tennessee Titans. I actually originally had the Titans winning the division. Like even on here, I have the Titans winning the division. But then the more I've thought about it, I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Titans are number 2. Yeah, if there's a team that's going to regress in the AFC, it's going to be the Titans. Now, I don't think the Titans are going to be an awful team. I don't think they're going to fall off the edge of the earth. I don't think Ryan Tannehill is a bad quarterback. I'm just really kind of doubting the team around him, though. The offensive line didn't get better. You lost A.J. Brown. You brought in Robert Woods. Robert Woods coming off that ACL tear, which, I mean, if it was A.J. Brown, Robert Woods, I would have liked that because I'm like, Robert Woods is always a decent number 2 receiver, while A.J. Brown can be amazing, though. But instead they got Treylon Burks, and Treylon Burks has been having some problems in practice, so you do, of course, still have Derrick Henry, and if anyone's going to have a monster year again, because Derrick Henry is a literal monster, though. Believe me, I still wake up in the middle of the night screaming because of week 2. He could maybe have a bounce back here, but then again, he is getting old. He's put a lot of miles on him, though, and could that injury affect him down the long run? Well, if that's true, Tennessee is going to struggle. That defense, I think that defense could be absolutely amazing next year. They had one of the best pass rushes last year. Their secondary, a little weak, though, but Caleb Farley's coming back. Maybe he can have a breakout year. But yeah, the Titans, I don't think the Titans are going to be awful, though. I'm just not so sure about them. And then, of course, you got Ryan Tannehill, which, man, Tannehill, he threw a lot of interceptions. He was very inconsistent. Can't really have that for a quarterback. Doesn't really make me believe a lot in you. And then, yeah, you lost your best receiver. Yikes. And then number 1, it's the Colts. The Colts, that defense should be good. The offense should be good. You got Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan should not make as many mistakes as Carson Wentz. Now, I don't think the Colts are going to be amazing or anything. I don't think they're going to be like number 1, number 2 team. If they do, that would be impressive, though. Honestly, it would be nice, though, because then Matt Ryan could win a Super Bowl. Be really awkward if they face the Bucs, though. Be real awkward for Falcon fans. Actually, they would vote for the Colts. But yeah, Colts should win the division, though. But I honestly think they could probably get like the number 4 or 3 seed, though. Could they pull some upsets in the playoffs? Maybe. But the Colts are a team that I think could maybe lose in the wild card in the divisional game. I don't think they could go much farther than that. I honestly kind of hope they do, but I don't think it's going to happen. Then let's go to the AFC East. I know we're just going to make it harder and harder by a minute, though. The AFC East, this division, I feel like most people are going to agree with. They're going to be like, oh, yeah, last place is kind of count on that. First place, can I count on that first place? It's really going to be the second and third team. What am I going to go with? First, we're going to start for number 4. Number 4 is the New York Jets. Now, I will say, the Jets, they are a team I think could pull some upsets. They definitely got better. They had a fantastic first round of the draft. Zach Wilson coming into his second year, he should be good. The offensive line is actually pretty good. Man, he's got a lot of wide receivers now. Corey Davis, Elijah Moore, Garrett Wilson. Have fun, my man. The Jets honestly might be better than the Seahawks. That honestly hurts to say. But it's okay. Jets suck. But yeah, the Jets, I mean, I think they will be better. I think they will be improved. Could they go above 4? I don't think so. I just have more faith in these other 3 teams. Number 3. Oh boy, this is the one I'm going to regret the most. It's going to be the New England Patriots. Now, I'm going to say this about the Patriots. I don't have any confidence in where I put the Patriots. I am not a fan of the Patriots offseason, but I know better than to doubt Bill Belichick. If there's a team that's going to surpass expectations, be better than what most people think, it's going to be the Patriots. The reason why is because of Bill Belichick. He can take guys from nowhere. Hell, he could take me and turn me into a superstar. That's honestly hard to do, okay? I am not an NFL wide receiver or corner. Look at this. This is embarrassing. Look at this. See, I suck. Bill Belichick could turn me into a superstar. He could take guys off the street. He could look at someone and be like, "Hey, you will be my next famous cornerback," and then he will leave a free agency and then crap the bed with his new team. Actually, I hope J.C. Jackson doesn't though. Yeah, the Patriots. Yeah, not a fan of their offseason. They needed wide receivers. They needed a corner. Probably could use another pass rusher. Instead, they decided to pick on Cole Strange. What a strange move. Kill me now. Yeah, the Patriots. Yeah, I don't know. Mac Jones coming to his second year. He could be even better, though. And let's keep this in mind, though. Patriots had a shot at the number 1 seed at one point in the season. They were in full control of it. They were one of the hottest teams in the NFL. Mac Jones, he doesn't have to be amazing, though. He just has to be good enough because I think this Patriots defense is still pretty good. But just as I said, I just don't really feel like the Patriots got better, though. And before I see Bill Belichick take a random guy off the street and make him a star, though, I'm just not sure what to think about this other Patriots team. Plus they got a lot of tricky games. They got to play the top 2 teams. And I'm not sure. It's going to be very interesting to see what the Patriots are going to do. But as of right now, I don't see them back in the playoffs. And then we go to number 2. I have the Miami Dolphins. Now, this is only depending on Tua. Is Tua the guy? Dolphins, I think, had a great offseason. They have built everything around him. They brought in Tyreek Hill. They got rid of Devontae Parker. Smart move. They upgraded the offensive line. They got some run game. That defense is still pretty good. It's all going to be about Tua. Can he break out? I think he can. And if he can, the Dolphins are going to be a very scary team. Those Bills and Dolphins games, I think, should be amazing. And if the Dolphins can make the playoffs, though, yeesh. I think they could also be a very dangerous team as well. It's just going to depend on Tua. If Tua is good, I think the Dolphins are in the playoffs. If not, they barely miss out. If he's not good, the Dolphins will treat Tua like Ned Stark. Bring me his head. That's honestly how it will go. But honestly, if Tua isn't good, I'm switching the Dolphins and the Patriots. But because the Dolphins got better, I have them at number 2. And then number 1, you have the Buffalo Bills. I think this is kind of clearly obvious. The Bills are the Super Bowl runner-up. If I had to pick a team and say, who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl, I would probably point to the Bills. Number 1 defense in the NFL got better. They got Von Miller. Tre'Davious White is coming back from that torn ACL. So I don't think they're going to get as torched as they did in the Chiefs in the divisional round. That offense I didn't think get better, but I don't think it got worse. Josh Allen, top 5 quarterback. Gabriel Davis had an amazing game against the Chiefs, though I think he can slot in as a number 2 receiver. I mean, of course, Allen will really going to him quite a bit in that divisional round, though. So even if Diggs isn't doing much, though, you still have Davis, though. These Bills are good. They have a They have a great offense. They have a phenomenal defense, though. They are one of the best teams in the NFL, and I would be shocked if they do not win this division. Even if Tua is good, I still think the Bills are going to win the division because I just think the Bills are just that good. All right, let's run this right back up a little bit. Oh, shoot. I don't think I did it for the other division. Okay. All right, well, here we go. Let's start off with the AFC East. AFC East, number 4, New York Jets. Number 3, New England Patriots. Number 2, Miami Dolphins. And number 1, Buffalo Bills. For the AFC South, I can't remember if I did this or not. I can't go back and look. Yeah, number 4, Houston Texans. Number 3, Jacksonville Jaguars. Number 2, Tennessee Titans. And number 1, Indianapolis Colts. Let's go to the AFC North. This is another tricky division. This is another division that I think could be really, really good. Number 4, I'm going to really need my voice for this. You have the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, I know some people are saying to themselves, Steelers are going to a Super Bowl. Probably not. They probably will not. I don't think the Steelers are a bad team. I just don't think they're very good. Their offensive line is still garbage. Their run defense is basically like taking a dump in the bathroom. Bad. Devin Bush, what happened to you? Stephen Corp is not bad. You got Deontay Johnson. You got Chase Claypool. You got Najee Harris. And then you have Kenny Pickett and Mitchell Trubisky as your quarterback. Honestly, Trubisky and Pickett are probably upgrades over an aging Ben Roethlisberger. But let's be honest. Steelers didn't really get any better. They're probably going to have a losing record. I would be shocked if they had a winning record. Steelers probably not going to the Super Bowl. Number 3, and this is a very tricky one. You have the Cleveland Browns. Now, I don't think there's anything new on Deshaun Watson. Is there? There is. Or at least, as I'm recording this, there isn't anything about Deshaun Watson. Watch this, something's going to come out. The Browns are probably the trickiest team in the AFC to predict, besides the Patriots. I have a lot of faith in the Browns. I think that defense is very good. The offensive line should be really good. They got a phenomenal run game. You did lose Jarvis Landry. You have Amari Cooper, though. I think he can maybe slot in as a number one receiver. And if Deshaun Watson plays for a whole year, which I don't think that's going to happen, though, I think that Cooper could hit 1,000 yards. Though they did draft a wide receiver, David Bell. He gets slot in as number 2. The Browns, they could be a very good team next year. It's just all about Deshaun Watson. He hasn't played for a full year. Of course, he's dealing with his off-the-field troubles. How long will he be suspended for? I've heard reports that it's going to be for over a year, which if that's true, the Browns are totally missing the playoffs. They're really backing down. Though, I will say I am excited to see what Deshaun Watson can do. There are some matchups I'm looking forward to. But Deshaun Watson does need to be punished for what he has done. Though, this isn't Game of Thrones, man. You can't go and do this. But, yeah, the Browns, they're such a tricky team to predict. And, of course, they did say they have a backup plan, Jacoby Brissett. But Jacoby Brissett, he's a backup quarterback. He's not a starter. You put him in as a starter, I get a little worried. And then plus the question is going to be for how long. If it's like 8 games, then maybe the Browns can go on a tear the last half of the season. Just as I said, it's a tricky team. It's a tricky team to predict, but I'm sure it will get much easier when we know how long the suspension is, or if he will get suspended at all. He honestly has to be suspended. Then we go to number 2, and oh boy, I have the Baltimore Ravens, and honestly, the way I have this, I don't have the Ravens making the playoffs. Now, hear me out. I know I'm going to get trashed. If there's going to be a team that's going to bounce back, excluding the Broncos, it's going to be the Ravens. Ravens were ridiculed by injuries. Even Lamar Jackson got injured. If there's going to be a team that's going to bounce back, it's going to be the Ravens. Could the Ravens win the division? Yes, I think they can. Is that defense going to be amazing once again? Yes. But my question is, who are you going to throw to? I mean, yes, you have Mark Andrews. He's amazing. Your running back should still be good. Lamar Jackson will probably put up another 1,000-yard receiving. Receiving. Lamar Jackson's a wide receiver now. No. Rushing. He should put up another 1,000 yards of rushing. I just don't really know who he's going to throw to. I mean, you got Rashad Bateman, Batman. You got him, but my question is, okay, I'm like, what if he isn't good? I'm not trying to say that he's not going to be good. I think he can be really good. But then I'm like, okay, who's your number 2 receiver? Anyone? No? Yikes. Or it's like, well, what if Rashad Bateman isn't good? Ravens are probably going to have the worst wide receiver core in the NFL. Now, sure, they could trade for Deebo Samuel. Of course, we're still out on him, or at least as of this video. But I just have questions about that passing game. Did Lamar Jackson have some phenomenal passing games? Yes, he did. Did he come up clutch? And sometimes, yes, he did. Could the Ravens win the division? Yes. I just think the top team got better, and I think they are just as good. It's going to be a battle between the Ravens and the top team. Those are the two teams I think could contend for the divisional. And then, hey, maybe the Browns with Deshaun Watson, he could too. I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see. But number 1, it's the Cincinnati Bengals for me. The Bengals went to the Super Bowl with a awful offensive line. I could be better than what the Bengals had on offensive line. Joe Burrow got sacked 9 times against the Titans, and he still won. And guess what? They invested in the offensive line. They brought guys in. I believe they even drafted some guys too. The Bengals, I'm not sure if it's going to be a top 10 offensive line, but come on, it has to be better than what they had. And people are going to say they're going to regress. Oh, they're going to have a Super Bowl hangover. Could they have a Super Bowl hangover? Yes. I just don't see it happening. The Bengals had one massive problem, and it was the offensive line, and they fixed it. The defense is still okay. But you know what? With that offense, maybe your defense doesn't have to be amazing. I mean, look at the Chiefs. Look at the Chiefs in 2019. Their defense wasn't amazing. Their defense was just able to hold its own. And the difference between 2018 and 2019 for the Chiefs is the 2018 defense broke. 2019 held its own. I think the Bengals defense can hold its own. But now they have an offensive line. Honestly, could the Bengals be better? That is honestly a scary thought. Could the Ravens win the division? Absolutely. But just as I said, this AFC is loaded, and someone or multiple teams is going to massively disappoint or be lower than expectations. For the Ravens, I'm questioning that passing game. Mark Andrews should have a great year. Lamar Jackson should have a great year. I just don't know what wide receivers he's going to throw to. If Bateman isn't good, or even if Bateman's good, who's your second wide receiver if Bateman's not covered? Bengals, I still have at number 1. So just kind of reviewing everything over again, though. Number 4, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers. Number 3, I have the Cleveland Browns. Number 2, I have the Baltimore Ravens. And number 1, I have the Cincinnati Bengals. And ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the AFC West. Oh boy. This is no doubt the best division in the NFL. I want to make this very, very clear. I don't have any confidence in any single team I put on here. If your favorite team is the Broncos and I have the Broncos in last place, no, I don't have any confidence in that because I think the Broncos could be good. I think the Chiefs are going to be good. I think the Chargers are going to be good. I think the Raiders are going to be good. I think all 4 teams could be in the playoffs. I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but I'm still bummed out that Russell Wilson's with the Broncos, but I am hyped. I'm so excited to see how this division is going to come out because I think this is going to be like Moon Knight, where they're just going to be like, embrace the chaos, or there's chaos in you. I don't know. It's been a little while since I've seen Moon Knight. Great show. Okay. This is water. I'm going to make that clear. Number 4. Oh boy. This is a team I think most people agree on. It's the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, I want to make this clear. I think the Raiders have a shot at the division. I think the Raiders could be better than what they were last year. Josh McDaniels hopefully won't have some emails that are sensitive. You lost Henry Ruggs. You got Devontae Adams. You got Hunter Renfrow. You got Darren Waller. The Raiders probably have the best receiving core of the division. You get brought in Chandler Jones. That defense could still be good. Got Josh Jacobs. Derek Carr, when he's on his game, I think he's a top 10 quarterback. I think Derek Carr can be very good. I mean, he was up and down once again, but man, when he was good, he was really good. And if he's good, oh my gosh, it's about to get even more chaotic than it already is. The Broncos, Chiefs, and Chargers, hell, even some of these other AFC teams, I think are going to struggle against the Raiders if Derek Carr is on his game. The problem is, he's not always on his game. Could that change this year? Absolutely, but we don't know what he's going to be like this year because the season hasn't started yet. I can really only look from years past. There are times I think Derek Carr plays like a top 10 quarterback. There are times he plays really well and I go, wow, Derek Carr's a really good quarterback. Or, wow, you put up a really good effort against this really good team. Man, if you do this against a lesser team, you're actually going to make the playoffs. And then he doesn't do good the very next week. And he cannot do it. Just as I said, since this AFC is so loaded, it's really going to depend about conference records. If you have 4 teams in the AFC having 10-win records, and the Raiders are one of those, but if the Raiders lost to some of these other teams, the Raiders are out of the playoffs. They're not going to make the playoffs. So Derek Carr needs to show up for every single one of these games, and he cannot be very consistent. When he played the Chiefs, he didn't play all that good against the Chiefs. He cannot do that. When he played the Bears, didn't really play very good against the Bears. You look at the Ravens, look at the last game against the Chargers, even the Colts. Some of these other games he played very, very good. If he plays like that, the Raiders probably won't get number 4 though. But then again, I'm not even sure who else is going to get number 4. But just as I said, this team I think got better, and this is a team that I think can be very, very good next year. But just as I said, I have no confidence in putting him at number 4. I don't know who's going to be number 4. But someone has to be number 4, and this is the team I have the least confidence in, and it's because of Derek Carr's consistency. Could he prove me wrong? Yes, I actually hope he proves me wrong, but just as I said, I don't know. Number 3, this is where things just get really, really messed up. Number 3, I have the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, the Chargers got better. I want to make that very clear. The Chargers got better. Could they make the playoffs? Yes. Just as I said, they could go anywhere on this list. It's just that they're the Chargers. They always charger it up. I thought the Chargers were going to make the playoffs. I thought they were going to be actually a really good team, which actually they were a good team, but I thought they were going to be better than what they were. Defense got better. Offense is still going to be really good. Justin Herbert, he's still going to have another fantastic year. But the thing that makes me nervous about the Chargers is that, first of all, they're their division. And second of all, because they are the Chargers. And then another thing, it's Brandon Staley. Now, I'm not trying to say Brandon Staley is a bad head coach. I think he made some stupid decisions. I think he made some poor choices, took some risks that didn't work out. Could Brandon Staley bounce back and be even better? Yes, I think that's possible. He is a defensive-minded head coach. Could he fix up that defense a little bit more? Yes, absolutely. But I do believe that there are some coaches in the NFL. They are good coaches. If you put an offensive-minded head coach in charge of an offense that has talent on it, though, I mean, obviously every team has talent, but obviously a lot of talent, I would say, oh yeah, I think they're gonna be amazing under them. One of the biggest ones is Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn, he was amazing leading our defense though, and when he got hired by the Cowboys, I heard so much backlash on it. I think he's going to improve the defense, and he did. That's why I think the Cowboys defense is going to improve, because Dan Quinn, I think, is a good defensive coordinator. Brandon Staley, is he one of those coaches? Obviously, we do not know yet. Did he have a rough first year? Yes. Could he improve this year? Yes, I think that's possible. But he cannot make those decisions. He cannot make those stupid decisions. He cannot take risks. Or at least he cannot take the risks that aren't going to pay off, though. Like calling a timeout for no reason. Going for it on 4th down in your own territory. You can't do that. Could he improve it? Yes. But just as I said, someone's got to be at number 3. I don't have any confidence in this, but let's just go with it. And then also it's the Chargers. Number 2, I have the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs, I still think they're going to be a good team. I don't think the Chiefs are like the one team that I feel like got worse, but I think they actually had a pretty good draft. That defense had a very rough start. But boy, did they finish actually very, very well. And of course, you still have Patrick Mahomes. He's still one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Yes, he lost Tyreek Hill, but man, he's got Juju Schuster. He's got Scott Moore, McCole Hardman. I think Hardman, I don't know, maybe he could have a good year. He's got Marquez Valdes-Scantling. I feel like there's going to be a receiver that Patrick Mahomes is going to want to get on the same page. But if you look at the Bengals game, Tyreek Hill is completely taken out of the game. Mahomes can't get the ball to him. Mahomes has to throw the ball to someone else, and it cannot be just Kelsey. That's why he's got 4 other wide receivers to throw to. If someone gets taken out of the game, he's going to be like, I'm going to go to one of these 3 guys. It's going to be really hard to beat the Chiefs. Mahomes is going to want to get the ball to them. Now, I will say the one thing that really concerns me a bit about the Chiefs is that Patrick Mahomes did turn the ball over quite a bit. I'm not trying to say Patrick Mahomes is a bad quarterback, but this was all on Mahomes. This wasn't like, this was injuries, though. This was this is not something Mahomes has ever done. He cannot have that once again. And he lost to the Ravens. He lost to the Chargers. He lost to the Bills. He lost to the Titans. All 4 of those teams are AFC opponents, though, and he has to play 3 out of 4 of them again. He needs to play better, and he needs to play some of these other guys. And you even look at the Bengals game, for instance. He throws 2 interceptions, and they were very costly. I think Mahomes is still gonna have a fantastic year. Kelsey probably is gonna have an even better year. The receivers, I think, are still gonna be really good. But Mahomes, he cannot have those ugly throws again. Could the Chiefs win the division still? I think it's possible. They are still one of the best teams in the NFL until proven otherwise. But because I lost Tyreek Hill, I do have them down. But if they kept Tyreek Hill and built this team around Mahomes, say, okay, here we go, other weapons to throw to, plus Hill and Kelsey, I would probably have the Chiefs at number 1 still. But number 1, my last team to talk about is the Denver Broncos. I am disagreeing with the, Russell Wilson is washed. I do not agree with that. I would love to see anyone try to throw a football with their middle finger, broken, torn again. He had problems with his middle finger in his throwing hand. I would love to see anyone try to succeed in an offense where a quarterback can pass the ball like crazy, but the coach is still like, we need to be a run-first team. He's got Sutton, he's got Judy. I don't know who their tight end is going to be, but they have weapons. Their offensive line's great. They got Javonte Williams. They got Melvin Gordon. Their run game probably isn't going to be amazing, but I still think it's going to be good. That defense is a sneaky top 10 defense as well. That defense should also be very good. The Broncos are a good team. I think the Broncos are going to be good. And then they brought in Nathaniel Hackett as the head coach. What did Nathaniel Hackett do with the Green Bay Packers? He had them as an offensive juggernaut. And I think he can do the same thing with the Denver Broncos. I have faith in the Broncos that the Broncos are going to be good. If there's one team I'm slightly confident in these four teams, it's the Denver Broncos. Could they win the division? Yes, I think it's possible. But could they still be an offensive juggernaut and have a really good defense but not win the division? Yes. Just as I said, this is so tricky to predict. If there's a division I'm going to get wrong, it's going to be this one. You guys have a problem with it? I have a problem with it too, because I don't have any confidence in this. I cannot wait for the chaos to begin. We got 1 more month, people, and I am hyped. Seahawks are going to be garbage, most likely, but I'm still excited for the season. Yeah, so let's quickly go over this once again. Number 4, Las Vegas Raiders. Number 3, Los Angeles Chargers. Number 2, Kansas City Chiefs. And number 1, Denver Broncos. That's the best I can come up with. I don't know. I would love to see what you guys think. What do you think the AFC West is going to be like? And I'm sure you guys are going to be like, are going to be like, how dare you put this team where it is? I don't know. And I'm sure people are going to be like, man, I can't wait to hear what he's going to say about this. Yeah. There's a division I'm going to be wrong. It's going to be this one. I could see the Raiders winning it. I could see the Chargers winning it. I could see the Chiefs winning it. I cannot wait for the chaos to begin because it's going to be awesome. Yeah, let me know what you think down below in the comment section, though. Definitely let me know about the AFC West. That's the division I'm the most curious to see about, though. This video is going to be coming out on Friday, so if some things are changed, though, know that Obviously, my past self didn't know this, though. 35-minute video, just as there's a lot to talk about for the AFC. Just as I cannot wait. But yeah, let me know what you think down below in the comment section. You can follow me on Facebook, MATTHEWLEININGER. My family just posted family pictures recently, though. You can check out my sisters and my parents and me. I got my beard coming back. Hopefully the beard will bring some luck to the Seahawks. I hope my king or not. We're not going to be very good. But yeah, let me know what you think, and I will see you guys another time. And hey, maybe, just maybe, things might look a little different. Hopefully that's a tease for what's coming. See you guys. Bye.